So children, we were discussing regarding the question answers. Question answers we have discussed so far. Uh, where was Abdul Kalam's house? Okay, so Abdul Kalam's house was in Mosque Street, Rameswaram, that we have discussed. Then what do you think about Dinamani is the name of? So yeah, what is the what it is? What is the answer?
It is a name of a local newspaper.
Yes, it is the name of a local newspaper. Then who were Abdul Kalam's school friends? So his school friends were Ramananda Sastri, then Arvindan and Siva Prakashan. Then what works they started doing? Ramananda Sastri became the priest of Rameswaram temple. Then Arvindan went into business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims, and Siva Prakashan became a catering contractor. He became a catering contractor. So likewise, the professions they adopted. Siva Prakashan, a catering contractor. Then Arvindan went into business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims. Okay. And Ramananda Sastri, he became the priest of Rameswaram temple after his father. Then how did Abdul Kalam earn his first wages? Yes. How did he earn his first wages? Answer. Yeah, answer
Abdul
please.
Kalam Abdul Kalam helped his cousin who distributed newspapers when trains did not stop the Rameswaram. He earned the first wages by collecting the bundle of newspapers he thrown out of the moving train.
Very much correct. He helped his cousin Samsuddin in collecting newspapers because the halt at his town was suspended during Second World War. So the newspapers were thrown in between place, and Samsuddin, his cousin, demanded his help, and for that he was also awarded some money. He was also paid some money. So that was how he earned money for the first time. Then, had he earned any money before? Had he earned any money before? Yes, who will answer? Who is going to answer? Yes, Anusha.
Yes, by collecting tamarind seeds and selling them.
To a provision store nearby. Then, so all this we discussed, children, there in the
Yes,
earlier
sir.
class. Then, how does the author describe his father, his mother, himself? So he describes his father as austere, honest, and self-disciplined. He described his father as austere, honest, and self-disciplined. Austere means who is very simple, who is very strict and severe at the same time. Then he describes his mother as generous, having faith in goodness and deep kindness. Okay, about his mother. Then Abdul Kalam says about himself that his childhood was materially and emotionally stable. Okay, secure. He was emotionally protected, means he used to get love and affection. Okay, and patronage, that of his mother and father. So that was securing his emotional securance, and materially they were able to get that much money that they could run their family affairs quite at ease. Okay, so then what characteristics does he say he inherited from his parents? What characteristics does he say he inherited from his parents? Okay, so the question is just same as that of the question number 1. So Abdul Kalam says he inherited the characteristics of honesty, self-discipline from his father, and from his generous mother he inherited characteristics of having faith in goodness and deep kindness. So this is just the same as the earlier question. Then discuss these questions in class with your teacher and then write down your own answer in 2 or 3 paragraphs. Was this discussed in the earlier class? This was not discussed. Okay. So, on the whole, the small society of Rameswaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups, says the author. Which social groups does he mention? Were these groups easily identifiable? This also we discussed, children. Social groups that of Hindus and Muslims. They were there in Rameswaram. Were they easily identifiable or not? You tell me. Were the social groups there in Rameswaram were easily identifiable or not? Yes, students. Anusha, Dishita. Yeah, Dishita, you tell. Were they easily identifiable or not? Dishita, your response. Yes, Dishita Raj. With on the whole, the small society of Rameswaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation of different social groups, says the author. Which social groups does he mention? And were they easily identifiable? Yes, the social groups were easily identifiable. They were. Dishita, that you have to turn on your mic and speak instead of writing. Okay. So yes, they were easily identifiable. And how they were identifiable? The example is to be given. So example is that of the new teacher when he joined. Okay. So this is illustrated by that example you write. The example was not done in earlier questions, in earlier class. Rest was done by us. Okay, I told you that likewise it could be done by you. So right now you can write. The earlier part of the question was discussed there in the earlier class. So this is illustrated. This is illustrated by an incident which occurred when he was a student of the 5th standard.
Sir, this is the answer of third question, first part.
Question number third question part first. Third question part first.
Sir, आपने तो लिखवा दिया question number third का first part.
Yes. But some part, I told now we discussed half part in the earlier class. Half part was pending. Okay. Example was pending. I told you that if you want, you can write. Okay, we discussed the example, but was not written. We discussed the example that yes, a new teacher joined and the teacher discriminated them on the basis of religion. Okay, matter reached to the temple priest and he invited the new teacher to his home and he said that you should not poison the young minds on the basis of religion. And the teacher understood and thereafter no such work was done. Okay, this example okay, I told. So this was pending. In earlier class we did that according to Abdul Kalam in his childhood days, the small society of Rameswaram was very rigid in terms of segregation of different social groups. These social groups were separated on the basis of caste, creed, religion and various rituals. But these were easily identifiable on the basis of the way they used to dress. This much we discussed. Now the example. Okay, so you write the example. This is illustrated by an incident which occurred when he was a student of the 5th standard at the Rameswaram elementary school, Abdul Kalam always used to sit in the first row next to his close friend Ramananda Shastri. Ramananda was the son of a Hindu priest, and he wore a sacred thread Abdul Kalam wore a Muslim cap. A teacher came you write a new teacher came to his class who could not tolerate that a Muslim boy should sit with a Hindu okay, you write this much. Then so he asked Abdul to go and sit. So he asked Abdul Kalam to go and sit on the last bench. So this is the answer, children. This is illustrated. What was the illustration? What was the example? Disita, you have raised your hand. Do you want to ask something? Disita? Okay, maybe by mistake. So this is illustrated by an incident which occurred when he was a student of the 5th standard at the Rameswaram Elementary School. Abdul Kalam always used to sit in the first row next to his close friend Ramananda Shastri. Ramananda was the son of a Hindu priest and he wore a sacred thread. Abdul Kalam wore a Muslim cap. A new teacher came to his class who could not tolerate that a Muslim boy should sit with a Hindu priest's son. So he asked Abdul Kalam to go and sit on the last bench. This was the illustration, this was the example. So that this you have to write in your notebook. By this way, question number 1 is completed. Okay, then we will discuss question number 2. So all of you write it, complete it. Question number 2 is, were they aware only of their differences or did they also naturally share friendship and experiences? Were there only differences or was there a natural bond of friendship among them? That we will discuss. Think of the bedtime stories in Kalam's house of who his friends were, and the idea you can get for your answer from the references given in the lesson. What kind of bedtime stories his mother used to tell him, what kind of friends he used to have. So from that you will get an idea that the society of Rameswaram was having only differences, or something else was also there. Were they united? Were they sharing their emotions?
No, sir. Sir, they also share friendship and experiences.
Yes, that. So I hope you have got your answer, because it has been mentioned. Abdul Kalam has mentioned that at bedtime my mother used to tell me stories, that of Ramayana and Mahabharata also, equally as that from Quran. Okay, so it means that it was not a society which was having differences. They were also having a shared culture. Then see Abdul Kalam's friends, his friends were from Hindu background also. Okay, and who were his friends? Ramananda and Arvindan. Okay, so this also indicates that there were a bond of relationship, a good bond between all the communities, that of Hindu and Muslim. Then what are the other examples? Abdul Kalam's teacher, he used to invite him to his house for lunch and dinner. What that indicates? That also indicates that it was a society which used to share each other's values, culture. Okay. Then Arvindan, in what business he was? He Okay, so likewise these examples, with the help of these examples, you can write the answer very well. You have understood or not? Question number second. Yes,
Yes, sir. Understood. Understood,
yeah.
sir.
So this you have to write yourself. Once again, I am repeating it. The people in those days were aware of their differences, as well as the existence of social segregation that was there. But despite all this, various social groups used to share mutual friendship. They used to share mutual friendship and experience. Now, how they used to share mutual friendship and experience, that you have to write. There was complete harmony and tolerance among them. There was harmony, there was tolerance, and that's why there was tolerance and harmony. That's why Abdul Kalam used to have friends from the Hindu society also. He was told the stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata also. Okay, he was invited by his teacher. Okay, so all these indicates what? All these indicates that people used to share their culture, traditions, and they used to have a complete harmony. Then this is illustrated when Ramananda Shastri's father Lakshmana Shastri rebuked the new teacher. That example also, when Ramananda Shastri's father came to know that a differentiation was done by the new teacher. Okay, discrimination was done. So the teacher was called, and Ramananda Shastri father said that you should not poison the young minds on the lines of religion. Then the teacher did so because he could not tolerate. So likewise, then above all, Abdul Kalam's three closest friends, they were also from Hindu families. So all these examples you can, and he was invited by his teacher on lunch and dinner. So all these examples indicate that there was a complete harmony there in the society of Rameswaram, though differences were there. Okay, and they used to be visible there on the ground. But but at the same time, children, they were having very good relations also. Okay. Then children, the next it is question number third. Question number second, all of you have understood or not?
Yes, sir, understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now question number third, children. The author speaks both of people who were very aware of the differences among them and those who try to bridge these differences. Can you identify both both type of people
Sir,
were
can I
there?
give the answer?
Just yeah, Aditya. There were someone who tried to create these differences more and more, and there were someone who tried to bridge them. Okay, so who were these? These
Sir,
people
can
you
I
have.
tell the answer?
Yes, Aditya.
Sir, the new school teacher encouraged the segregation of different social group, but Lakshman Shastri and Shiva Subramanya Iyer have discouraged this malpractice.
They have discouraged such kind of orthodox sentiments, conservative sentiments. Okay, so one example you can give that of the new teacher. His ideology was orthodox. He was having a conservative ideology and he want to flourish. He want to. Okay, the second example you can give that of the teacher's wife. When Kalam was invited to the science teacher's house, the teacher's wife said that no, I will not offer him, I will not let him to eat food there in our kitchen. If he is invited, he should take food there at other place. Okay, so that indicates what? That indicates orthodox ideology. So these are two examples, that of the new teacher and that of the science teacher's wife. They represent what they were, representation of that kind of mentality which was creating a division there on the name of religion. And the priest of the temple, Lakshmana Shastri, and the teacher, science teacher, they are example of that society which who tried to bridge the differences. Okay, so that children you have to write. Will you do it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so good.
Yes, sir.
Then children, then it is narrate two instances that show how differences can be created and also how they can be resolved. How can people change their attitudes?
Sir,
Narrate.
one is of school teacher and another one is of the wife of Subramanya
The
Iyer.
same, the same. The teacher earlier, he had a different kind of ideology. He was made understand that no, this is wrong, this should not be practiced. It will inculcate a wrong mentality there among students, and the teacher should not practice it anymore. He understood. Okay, and from next time he had a changed set of behavior. The same was done by the science teacher's wife. First time when Abdul Kalam visited their house, she said that I will not let him to eat there in our kitchen, but next time when he visited, she herself offered him food and there also in her kitchen. So if we want to change the society, definitely change will be there, and this is the responsibility of every educated manpower to bring such kind of much required changes there in the society. Okay, we should have a society in which everyone should have a dignified place to live in. Everyone should be respected as an individual. Okay, and there should not be any kind of difference on the name of caste, creed, religion, or any other background. Everyone should be respected in the form of a human being. So if it comes that what moral lessons you take from this story, that also you should be able to write. Will you be able to write, children?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then why did Abdul Kalam want to leave Rameswaram? Then what did his father say to this? Then third question, what do you think his words mean? Why do you think he spoke those words? So third part, second part, first question, why did Abdul Kalam want to leave Rameswaram? Yes,
To
Anamika.
study at district headquarters of
Yeah.
Ramanathapuram.
For further education, to study at the district headquarter for further education. Okay, so this is one. Abdul Kalam wanted to leave Rameswaram to study further at the district headquarter. Then second, what did his father say to this? Abdul Kalam's father told him that he must go away to grow. Thus, his father encouraged him to leave Rameswaram. That's remain the requirement for higher study. Children, they have to leave their hometown. If they will not go, how they will learn? Okay, so that is mandatory and that is to be done. So the father, what he did, he encouraged that yes, you should go for your higher studies. Abdul Kalam's father told him that he must go away to grow. Thus, his father encouraged him to leave Rameswaram for further studies. Observing the hesitation of Abdul's mother, he quoted Khalil Gibran saying that your children are not your children. You may have given them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. Okay, so this is how Abdul Kalam's father said when he noted that Abdul Kalam's mother was having a little bit hesitation as he was leaving his native place. Okay,
Sir, I
so
have a
this,
doubt.
yes, yes, Aditya.
Sir, what is the meaning of Khalil Gibran?
This is the name of a person,
Okay,
an
sir.
eminent thinker. This is the name of a person, and his quotation has been used because this is suited here. That's why it has been used. That for further development, a person has to leave his or her place. Then, what do you think his words mean? What do you think he spoke? Why do you think he spoke those? Abdul Kalam's father was not formally educated, but he was very much worldly wise. He meant to say that children eventually have to go away to grow and rise. Parents can give their children their affection and care, but not their thoughts. In other words, the children should be given freedom and opportunity to grow and think independently. They should be provided all the platforms, all the opportunities where they could grow as an independent individual. Okay, so what that he mean to? That if he will live at his place only, his personality will not become a multidimensional and he will not learn different things. So for learning, he has to leave his native place. Okay, and learning is a must. And the child should have his own independent thinking that he meant. Okay, children, so I hope you have understood it. Then, so likewise, all these, what is still remaining? Yeah. So some of the questions are remaining that we will do there in the next class, children. Okay. Is it clear to you? Some of the questions match the phrases. Then it is regarding active voice, passive voice. Though active passive voice is not there, we have already discussed, but it has been deleted from the syllabus. Okay, so we will discuss this, and at the same time, if time permit, we will discuss the next topics. So this class comes to an end here. Okay, children.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.